Hello, ladies, gents, and child-devouring witches. We return to the Daily Challenge of Spelunky. It is the 30th of January of 2019. Here we go again, trying to make money, get onto the top of those leaderboards, not have a care in the world about how long it takes or how tedious the ghosting might get. No such thing in the Spelunky Daily Challenge. There's no tediousness, there's only fun and shit and giggles and all kinds of very deep conversations about the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. And hopefully you are indeed looking forward to such interactions between you and me and the world. I mean, the interaction is kind of delayed. You don't get to talk to me while I'm speaking. You just receive all these words and process them, and then perhaps if they touch you deeply enough and inappropriately enough, you will leave a comment in the comment section saying, "That thing you said about your uncle really reminded me of all the terrible things that happened in that farm. It's all coming back. It's all coming back. And I have you to blame. I will be sending you my therapy bills shortly." There's so many gems all over this place. I might have wanted to just ghost them, but only in the most extreme situations in 1-1 do I go such a route in which I find just insane amount of riches. Otherwise, I'll just make my way through. I'm even going to carry this rock because it feels like it's a special rock. Maybe it will bring me good luck in the future. Get a sweet, sweet kiss from Belinda and carry on. Because, you know, everybody knows that if you save a lady, she owes you sexual favors. That is just the way the world works. Don't try to confuse me with your silly feminism and just outright dumb notions of a lady does not owe you sexual favors if you're nice to her. That's just nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. All my years of experience as a real nice guy had taught me that if you are nice to a lady, she owes you. She is legally obligated. Freaking parachute. Legally obligated to, at the very least, plant a kiss on your cheek. That's like the minimum obligation. You have to give that much, or you will be taken away to prison. I am very resentful that there are no bombs in this store, so we gotta do the nasty to this man. Going in raw. Thankfully, though, I did not botch that. There's also a very big possibility that I will botch it. So always happy that it doesn't happen. Lots of money over there, but of course my bombs are not sticky. Not going to be grabbing those bombs. I will grab this bug, though. It belongs to me. It's in my pocket now. Yeah, give me all the bugs. Should be going out of my way to find such things. Let's go back for my shotgun because there is a giganto spider that I want to dispatch. Let's go over here. Killing shopkeepers, man. I think I finally got it down. And honestly, I was rewatching the How to Kill Shopkeepers video that I did. That was one of the first videos. It might have been the first scripted video I ever did in this channel. And you know, you can definitely tell that it's very old. The audio is pretty bad. I did not need that rope. I have climbing gloves and spring shoes. So that was a complete waste. That's right, there's no shopkeeper at the exit here because I have just now murdered the guy, so don't want to do it. But yeah, I was watching the videos and man, I really should do a remaster of this thing. Just re-record the lines. Also, there's a few other techniques that can be included. But it always feels like when people do a remaster of a video, it always feels like two things at once. One, they're milking it. They're taking an old idea. I need that ingot. I'm going to grab it. They're taking an old idea and they are rehashing it just to monetize it all over again, right? And also at the same time, it feels like they don't have any more ideas, and it just feels cheap. Feels like they're exploiting it. Make something new. That's what you should be doing instead of remastering something. But like the remaster of Vatividia's story of what's his name? Sertorius of the Abyss. That was an excellent video that he remastered. He just got rid of the very old, very outdated visuals and audio and just redid the whole thing and just did it right the way that he wanted to do it, and it looked fantastic. Okay, she just didn't want to let go. I know that Paco has magical hands, Lisa, but you need to let go. I will not be tied down to your wily ways. There are 3 gems over there, and I'm like, I want them. I want them very badly, but I only have 3 bombs, so I'm going to pass. Not going to use any of these explosives. So, yeah, I am very ambivalent about that remastering the Spelunky 101, How to Kill Shopkeepers. Because, boy, it needs it, man. It really does need it. And I could add some actual legit stuff to it. But I have at least 3 reasons why I'm like, I don't really want to do it. Because, 1, like I just said, it's spending lots of time on a rehash of something I already did instead of, you know, working on something new and exciting for me. So it just feels wrong on a principle level. Let's see if we can get down there, murder this spider and get the hell out of there. Get that key. Son of a bitch. Oh, I need to blow up that power gate. Other reason is... What was the other reason? It just feels wrong. I just came up with the reasons in my head, like I lined them up. I'm going to say... Let me just break down the mental process that happened there when I said I had 3 reasons. I was like... Before I said 3, I was like, I am going to count them in my head. Yes, these are 3 reasons that I have for it. So let's say 3, because I will hold myself accountable to say it the way that I am just now thinking it, and that way if I forget one, I will come back to it and think about it. So let's say I have 3 reasons indeed. This is the truth inside of my brain. So I said 3, right? Alright, that's okay. Immediately forgot 2 of them. And while I was saying it, I knew I would forget 2 of the... No bombs down there, this pisses me off. This is the extent of the knowledge that I have garnered upon my brain processes. It's like I already know I'm going to fail miserably at the entirety of this spiel, and still plowed ahead anyway, because I'll just find a way to salvage it. Or if I don't salvage it, well, life will carry on, right? The worst that can happen is that I make a fool out of myself briefly, and then it gets forgotten. I have said so many dumb things, so many silly, cringy, foolish things. What is one more at this point? That is the Donald Trump way. It's absolutely fantastic, and it works. You say enough stupid shit so nobody can latch onto any one. There's so many good things. Anyway, just got a completely out of left field, super incredibly political statement, just polarizing you right there, because that's the way I roll. Just polarizing. I'm a polarizing figure. I'm controversial. Where is the damsel? I would like to sacrifice her flesh, his or her flesh, perhaps its flesh, to Callie. I'm pretty sure I have not. Ah, there you are. Not going to spend the bombs to get to you, but I will grab this idol, see what happens once I do that. I also want to ghost a few things, so let's get on my way to do that. Anyway, rehashing an old idea instead of making something new. Reason number 1. Spending lots of time. That will be a very big time investment. Because I will not just, record the new audio and use the old visuals. I will redo the entirety of the video. So it's going to be time consuming. It won't be as time consuming as the original. Probably will be. It will probably be more because, I'm trying harder. So it's going to have more production value. Is there an exit here that I will not... No, there is no exit here. There's 2 gems though. kind of tough to ghost, but we can make it happen. We'll get back to you. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. And I will put this up here. I think I wanted to go this way. So maybe we have access to the damsel. Did not pan out the way I wanted it to. And in fact, it did exactly the exact opposite of what I wanted. So there's that. Absolutely nothing over there, but we did get an emerald. I think it got crushed. It's too bad. Time expenditure, yeah, for something that I have already explored. Another reason why I'm like, do I want to do it? I don't know. And reason number 3, I might be called the shill. It's like, oh, now you do it because you have monetization enabled. So you want to get more Spelunky bucks out of something like you're exploiting old ideas for profit. That's a silly thing. That's just mostly just my insecurities kicking in. Of, oh, you're making money off your videos now. You're a dirty capitalist. It's like, what's your point? It's my intellectual property. It is derivative. That's something, by the way, about I really like about doing the audiobook for Eternal. Is like, I was thinking about it. I'm saying like a few too often, a few too many times. I am aware of it. I need to work it out of my vocabulary. Stop saying it so much. I was realizing the other day, I'm like, hey, unlike everything else I've ever done in this channel, with very few exceptions. Yeah, there is a few exceptions, such as that 25 questions for your first date, and it's all a whole bunch of horrible questions to ask. It's buried in the cool stuff playlist. Most of everything else that I have said in the I'm producing this channel is all derivative content. It's commentary over a video game, and a review, a critique, a compilation of lore. If we want to go the Rain World way, which, by the way, that video it seems to really picking up a lot of views. It seems to be one of those videos that has very long legs because it's kind of timeless, right? It's not, oh, here's the daily challenge for today. It doesn't get very many views beyond the release time, right? But a lore video, people are going to be looking at that 5 years from now and saying, hey, wonder about the lore of this game. Oh, here's this video that summarizes the entirety of the backstory of Rain World. Thanks. So that it's a very big difference between let's do some gameplay commentary and let's spend probably was over 100 hours on that video. Let's spend a couple hundred hours creating this, in my opinion, masterpiece of storytelling. Okay, honest opinion, I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but I would say it's pretty damn good. Like, I am damn proud of that Rain World lore video. There goes my shotgun. I'm just going to grab it. I don't care. It was in a pot anyway. It has less value than the ones that are in the wall. That's the way math works. Don't at me. I went into like 7 tangents and now I don't know where I started. It was talking about monetization. No, yeah, the entirety of the let me just murder this thing. Will these gems stop dropping on my shotgun? Jeez. That's right. I was just commenting how everything has been derivative. This piece of garbage spider. But the Eternal novel, the audiobook that I am recording these days, I'm posting on YouTube every Sunday. Tune in every Sunday for the wonderful Eternal audiobook. I don't blame you if you just want to wait until it's done. But that's 100% original content, man. It's like, hey, wow, this is 100% something that I am creating right now. It's not derivative. It's not doing commentary over video game. It's not reviewing anything. It's just something that I have made and that I can showcase on the channel. And yeah, I've talked about Eternal before and how, while I'm still definitely proud of it, there are a few things that I would definitely change. Eternal is if you have no idea what I'm talking about, because all you do is exclusively click on that recommended Spelunky video. I wrote a novel called Eternal. Oh, there's a vault right there. And I am currently working on an audiobook for this novel. I think I'm going to go in from the top. Oh, but the ghost is almost here. That sucks. That sucks. If I go from the top, from here, it's going to be super annoying. It's going to be super annoying to kill this guy. You should get out of there, though. How about you want... Yeah, get out of there. Get out of there, you scumbag. You filth master. You gross piece of garbage. Come on, man. Come on, brother. Oh, slide down. What a piece of trash you are. What a piece of trash you are. You deserve death. Everything bad that ever existed in the universe should happen to you and your mother. Wrote a novel, I think 4 years ago now. It's been a while. And only now I am getting around to recording an audiobook. I'd never felt confident about it. I always felt like, it's gonna suck. Like I somewhat make a half-hearted attempt and I just didn't like the way it sounded, so I figured I just won't do it. I won't do it. But at this point in my life, especially after that Rain World, going back to the Rain World lore video, I really was happy how the narration turned out. So I was like, man, maybe I have the chops after all this experience. And I'm not saying it's flawless. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing, but it's good enough. I feel like I can make it good enough. That is the crux of it. Is it good enough for me to listen to and say, yeah, this is listenable too. This is not awful. That's my baseline. Is this not awful? Okay, good enough. See if we can kill these shopkeepers. This ghost is making my life hard. But we can deal with them. I really don't like this. Let's risk life and limb to ghost this emerald. I'm comfortable with this risk. There you are. Let's get this ghost as far away as possible. This will be a good spot, and then we'll run all the way to the other side, and hopefully we'll be able to murder these two scumbags. I keep intertwining. Oh, he went back in there. What a piece of trash that you are. Yes, remain down there. They're just going to go in there back and forth. As long as they don't go into the chest area and just fondle that chest. Have their way with that chest. Open up that chest and take its treasure. As long as they don't do that, it's all good. Alright, fellas. Well, they murdered Belinda for some reason. That was totally uncalled for. There's no reason to do that. You crazy scumbags. Oh man, you dodged that bullet just because you're lucky. You're lucky, you scumbag. You disgusting spit whistle. You filthy. Booty clown. I was trying concentration real hard on this. It goes not killing me, that's why. The delay between those words happened. Kind of waiting here for them to kill each other. I think that's the best. That's the best choice that I got for myself right now. Well, that's good that the chests have not been disturbed. This guy is fleeing like filthy cowards do. Alright, let's wait over here. I keep interspersing commentary on Spelunky between the things that I'm trying to talk about. Probably the commentary on Spelunky should take precedence, right? It's like, which one do I give priority to? Commentating on the terrible things that these shopkeepers are trying to do to my anus? Or telling you all about my insecurities? I think we have a clear winner there. Like, I might pick up the tangent back up if it quiets down, and that's usually where all the ghosting in the ice caves happens. We got plenty of time to go into silly tangents and explore all the deep, disturbed recesses of my mind. And I understand that I feel that's part of the draw of these daily challenges. We were talking actually in the comments. I don't think it was Conda Slime. It was Snake Czar? I know you fellas, I am really bad remembering the names of commentators. The words stick in my head, the names not so much. Or like you're going to so many tangents in the Spelunky Daily Challenge. I really enjoy much more the commentary on just pure gameplay. And that was weird because I was mostly convinced that's probably the main draw of these daily challenges, how I don't just do the commentary on the gameplay. There's also absolutely idiotic tangents that perhaps a lot of people find endearing, just like the Northern Lion way, but worse, you know? I'm not going to pretend I got the quick wit of the NL, but, you know, I got my own style. I don't feel ashamed of it. I don't think it's necessarily worse in a strict sense of the interpretation. Just different. Perhaps a little bit more colorful. Slightly less appropriate to all audiences. Somehow I got into this discussion while talking about... I went into a tangent about going into tangents. And now the entirety of the initial thing is gone. But I think I already said everything I wanted to say, which was, hey, original content versus derivative content. That is something that it's pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. Something I can feel 100% proud of monetizing, right? Because it always feels a little dirty to take this... oh my goodness. Play Spelunky and just say words over it and I get all the monetization of that, but I don't really, in an honest perspective kind of way, feel guilty about that because I'm pretty sure I have sold enough copies of Spelunky for Derek Yu and the man that whose name I always forget and who actually did most of the programming and has about 50% of the credit for Spelunky. I always, for some reason, Derek Yu is the guy that gets all the accolades and Mr. Program coding man. Probably because Derek Yu kind of is like the big concept guy, and he's the guy that did the original Spelunky, right? So he does deserve the credit, but the coding man is just as responsible for this game. And I always forget his name. I know I've seen it many times before, and I have looked at it and say, okay, I need to remember it. I need to remember he is an instrumental part, and it's just rude of me not to mention his name alongside Derek Hughes. And I just constantly forget it. He must have a very bland, forgettable name. Get a better name. Get a name like Omardikar the Omnipotent. Then I will remember you. That is maybe 7 layers of obscurity of that reference. You guys know what that is a reference to? Omardikar the Omnipotent? That is a Dragonlance book, but not the main trilogy, not the second main trilogy, not even close, not even written by Margaret Wise. Is it Wise or Weiss? I think it's Weiss. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. It's one of those extremely derivative backstory type of novels. There's something else that I need to... Oh, The Idol. I'm prancing about this place, going in loops for some reason. There's a reason why I'm doing it, is that I want to grab this idol right here. All the way over here, just let the good times roll. Maybe we'll even get a little bit of treasure after it gets freed by the rock. Look at that. Extra ruby. Super derivative backstory. I think it was a collection of short stories in the Dragonlance universe. I remember that name. It always stuck with me. Omardikar the Omnipotent was some dude that was trying to... Some 2-penny wizard that was trying to build a name for himself, so he picked the most ostentatious and silly name he could think of. But in his mind, it sounded cool. That's the reference I just did. Isn't that incredible? oh, well, I ghosted a diamond, then left you behind like a moron. I will be extremely surprised if anyone even remotely got that. It wasn't really a reference, it was me feeding the name and then realized, maybe we'll talk about it because, boy, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I really got into the Dragonlance universe. It was my first fantasy novel. I would say probably that, like, before that I had read, right before that I had read Fantastic Voyage 2 from Isaac Asimov. And that was, I think, my introduction to long novels that can be good. Before that, I never really read too much. I had read stuff, but it was all like really short, you know, kiddie kind of stuff. That was my very first introduction to adult novels. And adult, I mean for grown-ups, not, you know, there's a whole lot of titties and cleavage and big fat rods that weep for the lady. If you know what I mean. Mr. Jack Murder, Mr. Man. How you like being bombarded by a person? I was going to pick up. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But it should be okay. It should be easy enough to grab the shotgun and go murder that guy. Should have been Careless Daredevil and tried to murder this dude. And steal his shotgun when I went down there. He turns back around, go down, and maybe fail at shooting him. There we are. There you are. Now you're dead. Slightly concerning. Hey, there's still music going on, which means there's probably a vault here. Thankfully, we got some bombs. Where are you, friendo? Are you down here? Huh. Did I see it, not even realize it, that I saw it? Ah, there's this in the corner. Let's go in through the bottom. So Fantastic Voyage, I would still recommend it. I read it in Spanish, so I don't know how the writing is in English. But it's probably great. It's probably great. Not all the Asimov movies are great. Novels are great. Especially the first novels of Asimov. Stars Like Dust, and it was like a short trilogy that he had. Those were one of the first things that he wrote, and they were not good, man. I did not enjoy them very much. I mean, they weren't bad, but they were not impressive at all. And it was a different time. It was much different time, and the rampant sexism in the first Asimov novels, boy, is it there. But it gets so much better. His Foundation trilogy is a staple of sci-fi for a good reason. Is still one of my favorite trilogies of all time. Is absolutely excellent. Just the incredible amount of thought and reasoning that goes into it is fantastic. I would recommend it to absolutely anybody. I read that much later, but what I was getting into is after that introduction to long novels, like, hey, turns out that reading is awesome. So my brother was reading Dragonlance at the time. He was actually getting it from the library. It's not like we were poor or anything, but he was just getting them out of the library instead of buying them. Because why the hell not? It's free. In Spain, there is a very big culture of, if something can be free, I just rescued a damsel instead of getting a capala. That was pretty damn stupid. In Spain, and it's very much in Europe in general, I would say, especially in Eastern Europe, but in Spain there's a massive piracy culture. If you can get something for free, there is zero reason to ever consider spending money on it. It's not like in the US. It's like there's a certain pride, a civic duty to buy things that you appreciate, that you value, because capitalism is very much ingrained, and the virtues of well-functioning capitalism, I talk about these things not all that often, but sometimes, and I hope that it doesn't come across like I am a laissez-faire, free-for-all capitalist guy. I just recognize it as probably the least worst system that can possibly be. So I am a supporter of capitalism in general, but you can't just let it run rampant or it will destroy your society. I think that is my general stance whenever I talk about capitalism. What was I saying? Yeah, that's a thing that's kind of ingrained in the American mind. Like, you know, buy the things that you value because you want to support the creators. No such thing in Spain. If you can get something for free, why the hell would I pay for it? You're stupid if you're paying for something that you can get for free. Are you dumb? Why are you spending your money on something you can get for free? So piracy is rampant. It was much more before. Now these days with Steam and, you know, so many ways of getting caught and being shamed because the internet also shames you into not pirating. I want that diamond. Is it worth a rope? I think it is. But yeah, Spain very much. So that's probably why instead of going and buying this book, he was just getting it from the library, which is, you know, there's nothing wrong about getting a book from libraries. It's not like they are not designed exactly for that. But just to my mind, it sounded weird. Like, why is he using the library when he can just buy the book? Are you poor or something? No, I'm not a filthy poor person. Are you kidding me? Ugh, poor people disgust me. Anyway, so I borrowed it, and boy, was that my introduction to a fantastic world with which I obsessed. And clear until I was 17? About 17. 17, I was at the point where I was kind of moving on. But before that, I did buy every single book that came out of that franchise. And I'm not just talking the first trilogy, the second trilogy about the twins, all the stuff in the past, all the, like, everything, man, absolutely everything. All the tiny short stories, random short stories had nothing to do with the main protagonists. All the backstories, every single backstory there was, I bought them all. I hunt them down. I was at the local bookshop just asking them to order them for me because I wanted them. I wanted them so bad. Ooh, the black market's right there. We're probably going to need 2 bombs to get to it. I'm trying to decide. If I put a bomb here, it's not going to work, right? So we need 2 bombs anyway. So there's no reason to pick up that emerald. Put a bomb there. Ah, overpowered creature. Alright, we can just put a bomb there and Bob's your uncle. I'm going to use that expression without even talking about how stupid it is. Even though I just did. Have you ever been obsessed with something? Because in my entire life, I think I've already talked about this in the past, but bear with me. It's been 4 years of the daily challenge of Spelunky. I'm bound to repeat myself at some point. I can measure my childhood and my time of growing up by what franchise or intellectual property I was obsessed with. First it was The Jungle Book and Mowgli. This was when I was 3 or 4. Then it was Ranma 1 1/2. Damn it, I just picked up a freaking emerald. Boy, was that an obsession. After that, it was Gargoyles. Disney Gargoyles. Boy, did I love that. After that, it was the Dragonlance. Those two kind of overlapped, but it was pretty sequential. So we can murder the shopkeeper. I really don't feel comfortable having him around. He is a male feminist, so you know he's a predator. I want my shotgun, please. I want to go down there and show this man what for. If only I could find it. There it is. There it is. Oh, Final Fantasy is in there somewhere. I think it was Gargoyles, Dragonlance, Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's the way it went. And after that, it was Baldur's Gate. And Baldur's Gate led to me writing the Imoen Romance mod. And from there, I met my wife, and I kind of stopped obsessing over franchises. I still have my favorites and stuff. Like, I was in a very big Wheel of Time binge. Read every single Wheel of Time book. They were great. Even the ones that are slow and are famed for being bad, I recognize that they are bad, but I still enjoy them. I still had a real good time reading those books. You know, I had gripes and groaned through a few of them, but I wouldn't say that they were bad. In the sense of, I didn't think I was wasting my time. I really enjoyed them. Get the hell out of here. Get this ghost all the way to the top. See if we can make some money at the bottom right there. This daily challenge so far, very middling, very milquetoast. Not really excited about it, not really disappointed by it. It's just kind of middle of the road. Let's make some money and kill some people, shoot the breeze. Just it's a platform for me to just run my mouth. That's pretty much it. Another thing that I was really into, and I still am, but you know, I ran out of them, is the Dresden Files books. Boy, would I recommend that series. The first 2 books are okay. They're not bad, but they're not amazing. But the further it goes, that franchise goes, it's like Jim Butcher started taking ecstasy or something, because holy crap, do they get better and better and better. And the Dresden Files are fantastic pieces of urban fantasy. We recommend it to absolutely anybody that has even a passive interest in fantasy, or just likes reading in general. I would definitely recommend that if you are down for the count on the reading realm. You like to spend your time reading books. Read the Dresden Files. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So the thing that also another book that I really like is The Rook by Shmi. I don't remember his name. Not so much the sequel. The sequel was kind of garbage, but The Rook, some excellent like urban fantasy kind of mixed with supernatural stuff kind of novel. These are all things that have occupied quite a big parcel of my mind from one time to another. And this is, again, a tangent within a tangent within a tangent. I have no idea where I started with all this, but this is where I'm ending, I guess. Giving book recommendations. that's the spot that I ended up in. Oh yeah, I was talking about Dragonlance. Okay, I hear that's the path that I followed. I was talking about the Dragonlance, which I obsessed with so much, and in fact, my signature, little known fact, my signature says Tanis half-elf in Spanish. The main protagonist of the original trilogy. Well, you can argue that Raistlin is the main protagonist of that, but not really. It focuses a lot more on Tanis. I would like to go in there, and I'm willing to create death and destruction to get it done. There's Luna going nuts, running all over the house, making crazy noises. You guys can't hear it, but she's there, trying to get that ruby. And also, I saw the crate way earlier and now remembered it. So let's get it. There's a crate at the top right corner, right there. This is another thing that I'm generally interested in. The comments below with you guys, so we can make this guy not be looking at me. I know that the call to actions, I always say this because it always feels dirty to make a call to action to interact with the video. But anytime that I request it, it's me being genuinely curious. I don't take it as sarcastic. I can't take enough. I can't get enough. If it's not rough, then I really don't need it. I'm addicted to the pain, just like a cigarette. Light it up, man. Anyway, what was I saying? It's, in the middle of a spiel. Luna, are you done running around being a weirdo? Luna? Yeah, are you done being a weirdo, or are you still being a weirdo? Meow. Meow, meow. I've been getting her little houses, a little house for her to stay in, right in this room. She appreciates it because she's getting old. I think she qualifies. She officially qualifies now as a geriatric cat. I'm pretty sure she's 10 years old, close to 11. So, I don't keep track of these things. I'm trying to get the diamond, and this ghost keeps cramping my style. Get this ghost all the way to the bottom here, so I can get that stupid ruby. Right there. Qualifies as a geriatric cat. She gets cold. It's weird. She will go to the corner heater and just Just press against it. Just stand there. I'm pressed against the heater. Like, I'm cold, I just want to heat. So we got her a nice little, really snug cubby hole that she can get into and keep her own heat, and that's where she sleeps now. Also got her a few, they're not heated pads, but they're designed to reflect back her heat. So if she lays on it, she's going to have a nice experience of, you know, being all snug and warm. Being spreading them around the house. She seems to appreciate them. It's old cats, man, old cats. It's going to be a bundle of sadness pretty soon. One of these days, you're going to get that real sad video of me saying, yeah, Luna passed away. Passed away in her sleep. Or something like that. We had to put her down because she was in a lot of suffering, something awful like that. It's coming, man. The sadness is coming. Brace yourself. Mentalize. Oh, hey, there's an emerald here. And you know what? It's kind of complicated to go, so we're just going to grab it and go. Let's simply get the hell out of here. I hope that you have it in mind already, how sad you're going to be pretty soon for my cat. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it, but it will happen. Anyway, what was I saying before I went into the cat tangent? She disrupted the entirety of my commentary. Oh yeah, the call to action that I was making. Call to action! Tell me in the comments below. Have you ever been obsessed with a franchise? Like, it really gets in your mind. I would say the last one was Berserk, actually. I wouldn't say I was obsessed, but boy, I was really into it. I was reading every single manga. Finally got to the end of it, eagerly waiting the next, whenever it might happen. And Berserk is a story that I don't really want it to end. I don't get why people online is like, I just want it to end. Why? Why? It's such a great fun time. I just want to get well, that's terrible. And that's bad, because now this guy can get out of it. Oh, he got stunned. I should have used the opportunity. Let's go on here. Hopefully he'll get out, and then I'll just chase him down. I am curious. Have you ever been obsessed with certain intellectual property or franchise? I'm sure if you're young, you're very likely to say Harry Potter, right? That was like the big thing to get into when you were a kid in the 2000s. Oh yeah, casual raining death right there. This looks real nice. Look at this. Look at all these riches. Double bomb there will do it for me. Awesome. Harry Potter, I'm sure, will be an answer somewhere. I would be also curious about that, because me and the missus, we're like, you know what? We never have gone through the Harry Potter stuff. We have never been exposed to it. I have never cared for it. But you see it everywhere. People make references to it all the time. So let's watch the movies, see if they're any good. See if we enjoy them. So we watched the first 3 movies. And boy, mixed feelings galore. They're not like awful. We have enjoyed ourselves. But man, some of those plots are absolutely nonsensical. There's some serious plot holes. And I was looking, there's no way. I went online, looking to see, are the books as nonsensical as these movies? And you get the usual, the predictable. I think 2 bombs here will get me these 3 gems. Yeah, nice. No, you scum piece of trash. Oh, stupid. As predicted, I was like, people on the internet definitely said, yeah, the movies, where they're not awful, they take a lot of liberties, man. And they portray things differently. They change things for no reason. So take them with a grain of salt. Enjoy them, but do please realize the books are way better narrative-wise. Also, another thing that they did was make Hermione into the super bland Mary Sue almost Mary Sue, and make Ron into a completely ineffectual buffoon. that was bizarre. That was off-putting. in the third movie, it was like this movie. We both agreed, my wife and I. We were like, this movie should have been removed. Should have been renamed Hermione and the Two Bumbling Buffoons. It's so lopsided. Hermione does nothing wrong, and the other two fools are constantly getting owned and knocked on their asses. It's so silly. Wonder what kind of decision making. Why they chose to do something like that instead of having a nice, well-rounded character like supposedly she's in the movie, in the books, where she's a knowledgeable and very brainiac kind of character, but she panics sometimes, and she has flaws. While in the movie she's just Miss Perfect, and of course Emma Watson playing her also means that she's hot as hell. So it's like the ultimate Mary Sue. While Harry Potter gets a second billing pretty much in the, what was it called? The Prisoner of Azkaban. Azkaban, I think that was it. The one that we really did not like, it was just constant nonsense bullshit, was the second movie. It was like, what's this even doing? What's this movie even doing? There was so much stupid shit going on. So we kind of hate watch at that point. They're not really to the point of hate watching, but it's more like, griping things and just yelling at the TV together. It's always enjoyable. It's always upsetting when one of us is enjoying the movie and the other one is not, and the gripe's really great. There's some movies that I really enjoy that my wife has no patience for. I forget what it was that she kind of got on my nerves a little bit. That I was like, oh, you really ruined this for me. What was it? It was very recent too. I really liked the movie. I thought it was good. Was it The Machinist? No, I think she liked that one. We recently watched The Machinist, and while it was weird, I think we both came out with a positive impression of it. It was just strange and hard to follow at places, which is by the sign. The Machinist, if you have not watched it, it's supposed to be a bit of a mind bend, a mind fucker, but not too much, right? I was predicting it towards the end, if not the entirety of the thing. Kind of predicted the gist of it, that he was actually just disassociating and seeing himself, or rather seeing someone else when he was actually him, who was doing all these terrible things. Well, I just spoiled it for you. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to discuss it. It's a very old movie, so once again I have saved the damsel instead of sacrificing its flesh. The altruism in me needs to stop. I am full of kindness and joy, and that needs to stop, man. At least we got the Kapala, no problem. So we didn't really need to get Dave onto Kali's altar. By the way, I have 54 bombs. I just now realized this, so I should have been spending 1 bomb, 1 gem. Let's get that started right now. So let's get this chest. Harry Pooter. I wouldn't say it's bad. The movies, we're still watching them. They're all coming one a week through the Netflix. And we still want to watch them, but we are kind of like a little jaded by now about the movies being kind of garbage, or rather, not masterpieces. Let's put it that way. They're not great. They're not great. I'm sorry if you love them, but man, lots of nonsensical plot twists in those movies. The Chamber of Secrets, that's the name of the second one. Really did not like it. It was absolutely stupid. It does make me wonder though, how do the books compare? Because I have read and heard definitely good stuff about the books, like legitimate recommendations. Like, I know it's like a kid's book. This is what they have told me. It's like, it looks like a kid's book, but I think you will actually enjoy it. It's really not bad at all. It's good storytelling. So I might eventually break down and read through them. Right now I'm still on a Terry Pratchett bender though. so it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Also, something I wanted to do was read the book that I have laying by my side that I really want to read, but I completely forget the name. I need to look at it. House of Leaves. It's right there. Right there on the shelf. House of Leaves. I really want to read that. It's supposed to be a very strange, very interesting book. So I really want to get through it. This emerald is not going to happen, is it? So that was absolutely stupid, the way that I wasted it. Basically a wasted bomb for no reason. As opposed to all those times that you waste a bomb for a good reason. Which, by the way, let's put a bomb here. And there's also the ghostly idol. Absolutely, we're going to grab. I was hoping there would be a way out here. I guess we will just get that ruby right there. Is there a way I can make it through? That should do it. This life's so hard. There you go. Okay, well, so we'll scroll all the way up there. I don't know why talking about books so much. I'm not like I didn't have any intention going in to talk about books so very much, but there you have it. It is the topic of today. It is the topic of today. Might as well embrace it. I think I've said everything I want to say, though. I'm done with this topic. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about butts. What do you like to put in your pooper? Tell me all about everything you like to put in your pooter. Leave it in the comments below. Do you like hair brushing pooper? Do you like catnip in pooper? Please, elaborate. 500 words or more. But all the things that you put in your pooter. With that palate cleanser, let's... One thing that I did want to talk about, that I did have the intention of talking about today, is monetization. I said that I would talk about it, like the kind of money that you make. I have been very interested, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I could talk about it and divulge this information. The only thing that I am not at liberty to discuss, which I don't even know how to look at, is the exact rate that I get for somebody clicking on an ad. That's the one thing that is illegal for me to discuss. But other than that, everything's fair game. I'll tell you that these days, the first day I said that it was $1. It's more than that these days. Every day I get $2.50 on average. Like, it has gone up to $3.50. It has gone down to $2. It averages to about $2.50, $2.75. The kind of money that I get every day on ads, for ads on this channel. Which sounds like garbage, but you know what? It has already piled up to a $60 payout at the end of the month. So it's not trivial money. It's not chump change in my world anyway. This will be chump change for people that are more wealthy, but $60 is a sizable amount of money that I appreciate. So that's thanks to you guys, thanks to you fellas watching these videos. 100% thankful for that. Like, I am not being ironic, I'm not being weird about it. Thanks for watching these videos. I appreciate that. Just get that money. I appreciate you. That is like my go-to comment when I don't really have anything else to say other than thanks. I'll just say, I appreciate you. And I hope that it always comes across as sincere, because it is. Sometimes I'm a cynical, sarcastic scumbag. Not when expressing my gratitude. Not when expressing my gratitude to you fellas for sticking around and you know, talking to me. All my times as an awkward, socially ostracized teenager. No longer true. For have you fellas to make me feel emotionally and socially validated. Thank you so much for curbing my suicidal tendencies. But yeah, monetization about $2.50 on average, which makes a monthly payout is going to be up to. We'll probably get to about $65 at the end of the month. I forget there's like a minimum threshold where they will give you the money. Like they don't pay out anything that there is at the end of the month. They just get to a threshold, then pay that out. And I don't remember what that was, but I'm pretty sure is when if you have $60 in there, they will pay it out. Because like I said, it's not chump change. It's for me. Very, very nice. Very nice. So yeah, I really like that. I thought that it would be way less than that. Much, much less. I thought I would get maybe $1 a month. Especially with all the woes of monetization that has been on YouTube. And this is January. Well-known fact among the YouTube sphere that January payouts on ads are trash. So if the January payout is going to be like $65, you know, it's going to grow into a damn good and sizable bill paying kind of money. So I don't think at this point I'm looking at it like, hell yeah, I'm not turning this off. This is a sizable amount of money that I want and I will pursue getting more of. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to alter the content. I hope that you haven't noticed any difference because I have not been trying to make any conscious difference on the content that I put out. If you notice any difference, do let me know. Like you think that it's somehow subconsciously affecting the things that I say. I would be interested in knowing your opinion about that, but I don't think, at least so far, there's been anything that I could point to and say, yeah, I didn't say that because I didn't want to get demonetized. Just a moment ago, I dropped the F-bomb, so I don't think that gets demonetized, however. There's plenty of those in the collection of videos that I have, and everything is monetized right now. Absolutely everything. Even the video in which I said the N-word with a hard R because I was like, I'm going to own it. Like people say N-word, like do a Louis C.K. bit. I'm going to own it. Like I'm talking about this in a very, very non-racist way, but I am talking about this, so I'm going to own it. I'm going to say the word, and I did. I'm not going to say it again because why, right? But even that, still getting those ads, which is something that was pointed out to me in the comments as well. It's like, it's all monetized because you're pretty small, so you're not on YouTube's radar. It's all algorithm based and nobody gives a damn, pretty much. If you manage to get into the big numbers and people start talking about you and you say something of color, you're going to see those demonetization things pretty quick. So looking forward to that, I guess. See how that progresses. So yeah, it's pretty damn pleasant surprise to see that it's viable money that I appreciate. It's not just some chump change that I can simply dismiss. So I think it is safe to say at this point already that monetization is totally worth it, and I'm going to keep it on for the money. For the money, I want the money. Something I was surprised about, and this is something that you want to consider, like, oh man, $60 a month for doing gameplay commentary? That's pretty damn good, I can do that. And you can indeed do that, but I don't know if you will get that money because most, or I wouldn't say most, I would say at least half of that monetization money, it's coming from the long-legged videos. I was talking earlier in today's video, to tie everything up, I was talking earlier about the long-legged videos, right? About the gameplay commentary that is one and done and people don't watch it beyond the close to date of release, versus stuff like the Rain World lore video. Let's get this Sapphire, there's no reason not to. Or the tips and tricks, the Spelunky 101 series. That's at the very least half of my ad revenue. I have not actually looked at exactly the percentage, but it's a sizable percentage of the ad revenue that comes in every day. So it's not just the commentary that I put up every day, it's also the ancillary income of videos that have long legs that still get views. So people, it's the ads keep rolling on those videos as opposed to it's just that burst of views 1-2 days and then it's gone. Which is what happens to all these commentary videos. Or most of these commentary videos. Some runs that are legendary. they live on a little bit more. Especially if I make a highlight. Like highlights, that's another good reason to make highlights. Highlights are cash cows, comparatively speaking. That's why you see so many highlight reels on YouTube, because that brings in the money. It's, they have long legs. Like I was just saying, that type of video has very long legs. Put a few little pots here, we're going to activate that. Because they're kind of like the highlight reel of your channel. So if people are checking you out, that's what they're going to be watching to see if they enjoy you or just repeat viewers. They enjoy seeing. Ooh, nice. I mean, it's not very nice in the ice caves. Not terribly useful. Nice to have though. That mattock. I cannot keep it for the mo I had, unfortunately. Just get rid of this scumbag. Dude, she's just been standing in her pervert spot, trying to get my attention all this time. She finally lost patience and she clawed at my leg like, hey, hey, whoa, let me onto your lap. That's what she's saying. She lost patience. Once on my lap. No lap for you, Luna. Stop staring at me. Oh boy. Yeah. Stop staring at me. I can't take. Oh. It worked. It worked, okay? I shouldn't be rewarding bad behavior. I should just shooing you away. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? Yeah, you're a good kitty. Yeah. She's sold. She needs the attention, okay? Don't judge me. Okay. We want to murder this guy, but we don't want to perish in the attempt. Therefore, let's put this. I guess that will be an okay explosion. Is that going to destroy it? Nope, it's not. All right. Well, never mind. Luna, don't touch that. Why are you playing with that? This cat. If I let you into my lab, you need to lay down and be quiet. The whole purpose is to keep you quiet and stop harassing me. By the way, this guy is stressing me out monumentally. Also, grab the saddle. This guy's stressing me out big time. What can I do to dispatch him? Maybe open a portal to the netherworld. Alright, well, cannot get through there because I have not destroyed the platforms. So we'll go this way. That's right, Luna. Just groom yourself. Stop harassing me. Okay. What do I want this mattock for? To salvage my bombs, of course. Indeed, that is something that I want it for. Let's destroy these. I don't think this that was the stupidest thing I ever saw. You dumb piece of trash. You're so incompetent. I don't think this guy. Stupid. I don't think this guy can get out of there. If he Shungan jumps out of there, and maybe he might make it out, but I don't think he has purchase. He doesn't have. Oh boy, this is a dead end. I thought there was a. I thought there was a hole, but it was a trap. And I 100% intended that double entendre. Feeling pretty proud of it. All right, stupid Ruby. I guess I can use a rope. Now let's go. Let's do it. There you are. Just so I don't have to go all the way down to get the other thing. Don't appreciate you, Mr. Shopkeeper. You're scum. You're the garbage of the earth. I want you dead. You're kind of really annoying. Ah, Luna, stop! She's trying to get comfortable, but you can't get comfortable on my freaking hand. This is the hand that I use for spelunking. Do you understand? There's so much lap. I am a pretty big dude. I am not a prig dude. I'm a pretty big dude. you can find room to lay down without interfering with the gameplay. You foolish feline friend. Okay, I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. Just lay down and be quiet. I want a corpse to disturb this man. Also, another thing we can do is just wait for him to stun himself forever on Yeti corpses. I don't think there's any more Yetis. There was a Yeti corpse at the bottom though. Let's go find it. This is taking way longer than it has to. Here, let me just use one of these fellas. Where's the ghost? Right there. So we gotta go around. He's guarding the vault. I can't just leave it. That will be anathema to my tendencies, to my goals, my hopes and dreams. Well, that was not the toss that I wanted. Whoa! He just now lost his shotgun. That's good. Not good enough though. If anything, is worse because now he won't stun himself. And this ghost makes everything so much more annoying to deal with. My bad if my voice now is fainter than it used to be. Luna has forced me to push myself back in my chair. Maybe I need to yell a little bit more. There's something that you come here for, is more yelling from me. That is something that you really appreciate, isn't it? Just talk as loud as possible. Well, there's one more. I mean, we can do some damage. It's a lot of damage. Maybe even stomping. There we go. Finally. That took a long ass time, man. Pretty damn infuriating. Hey, we got that sweet, sweet vault. Finally can grab it. Feeling good. I've been talking about so many things. So many things. It's like enough with the things that you're talking about. Just focus on the things that are happening on screen, which is ironic because now we're in the ice caves, ghosting, and I got nothing left to say. This is absolutely pathetic. Utterly pathetic. Feels bad, man. Oh yeah, give me more sweet bombs. I kept the shotgun instead of the mattock. Well, that was dumb, wasn't it? See you later. I have no real way to get rid of you. There you are. Alright, well, that is going to be costing me at least a bomb, or a few bombs, depends on the mines that we find. Because of course, oh man, my nose now has cat fur on it. You ruined everything, cat. I'm seeing quite a few mines, so it might not cost us a single bomb to get all the gems. Appreciate that, very, very nice. There's no reason to get any more health. Survive an explosion. That'll be a good reason. Save health. Well, the chests, why? Do they always contain tiny gems? I resent that. I resent that a great deal. Let's get all the pots somewhere that they will explode beautifully, which will be just right next to this one. I was like, do I want to bring every single pot all the way to the top? Yeah, I do. Let's do it. Let's do it. There's a mine over there that will be used in a very explosive way. Get all the pots up. They're priorities, right? Let's just have our priorities straight. Do the least priority intensive thing that I can possibly think of, which is moving all the pots before everything else that happens. Really doesn't matter too much though. The ice caves is very, very straightforward type of deal. This man should get alerted, and then off he goes. He is of no consequence whatsoever. He is a sad, pathetic, insignificant blip in the history of this game. Nobody shall remember him. Looking pretty good, the money pile that we have accrued. Oh, well, I wanted to grab it. Instead, I was an idiot. Nothing out of the norm here. That sweet, sweet bomb. I mean, mine. Blow it all up. Kapow! Really? 1 billion pots, only 2 gems. I guess I shouldn't bitch too much about it. So often we get nothing out of it, so I shouldn't be an entitled little brat. Let's do that. I had the privilege yesterday, the utter and absolute privilege of introducing my wife to titty streamers. She had no idea Twitch was completely overrun with titty streamers. She wasn't all that into whatever the hell Twitch is supposed to be. Like, she's not into watching streamers. Like, she knows what it is, right? How can you be on YouTube and not know what Twitch is? But she's never gone out of her way to even ever go to Twitch and watch a stream, which I don't like either. It's just not my thing. More power to you if you like it. It just kind of drives me nuts not being able to skip forward through the parts I don't give a crap about, you know? It's like, I don't want to sit here while you wait at the loading screen. So, you know, I don't have the patience to watch a stream for that reason mostly. It's different though. It depends a lot on the game being played. Like, I would say Northern Lions streams and Bear Taffy streams, they are almost pure gameplay and just them goofing off. So though I would say they are among the things that I would enjoy the most watching on Twitch, which I still don't really watch. It's just not, I don't know, I don't find it all that enjoyable. I enjoy much more just watching the YouTube video. The YouTube VOD is more enjoyable to me than watching the raw stream for some reason. Maybe it's just platform loyalty because I love YouTube and Twitch is the competitor. Yep, that's what it is. I absolutely adore YouTube and can't stand stupid Twitch. Psh. There's no truth to any of the things that I'm saying. Well, because I also don't watch streams on YouTube either. Like, I will wait until the stream is over. And if it's something I'm interested in, I'll wait until the stream is over and watch the video on demand that happens later. So, okay, there is something to catch this sapphire, so let's do that. Oh yeah. And it's so much better because streams have a lot of dead air. They have a lot of waiting time, a lot of uninteresting bits. So I want to be able to skip through it. That's why I don't really watch such things. Let's see if we can die in style. Ooh. Oh man, I hope that the ghost is not too close. Alright, it's all good. Give me that good stuff. Hell yeah. But anyway, yeah, I introduced her to the wonderful world of titty streamers. How these girls just get paid by mostly, overwhelmingly, extreme losers. And I have no problem saying that. If you give donations to a titty streamer, I don't really blame the girls because, you know, it's money, it's an easy living. Why wouldn't you go for it if you can get away with it, right? I wouldn't want my wife to do it, but I get it. I get it why they will do it, and I don't really blame them. But if you are one of those guys that gives money to a titty streamer, you are a sad, pathetic loser. It's just the way it is, man. Unless you are her father and you're trying to support her anonymously, which would also be kind of creepy to be staring at your daughter as she poses in a low-cut shirt, doing squats for subs. It is only one step removed from prostitution, which I don't think is inherently evil. Prostitution, still not something I would like my daughter or my mother to do. I think most people can relate to this sentiment. I don't think that's a controversial statement to say, well, while I get it why people resort to it, I wouldn't want my mother to do it. It can be understood. My intent is not to denigrate the people that do it. It's just, you know, it doesn't seem like a desirable life choice if there's anything else available. But yeah, it is a complicated issue, right? It's not a clear cut. The streamers are ruining Twitch versus titty streamers are 100% innocuous. Neither of those is true. I'm saying all these things simply because I love saying the word titties. That's the only reason. And I'm just, you know, so I must say, I mention titty streamers all the time. Because I love to say the word titties, them titties. Love to see them titties. I'm trying to find a way to explode these pots while also getting a gem out of the walls, but I'm not seeing a single one. A single one. That is the problem of the nuanced intellectual like myself. Me, an intellectual, knows that there's always nuance. So I often will fail to pick a side, which infuriates people with, you know, some good cause. But I wish it weren't so. I wish it weren't the standard to just pick a side and have a clear-cut stance. There's many issues in which I do, and you should have a clear-cut stance, or maybe, you know, murdering is bad. I have a pretty clear stance of maybe don't kill people. But there's so many issues in today's world that are not clear-cut. They don't... What? There was a gem in there. What? They don't warrant 100% clear-cut stance on what is right and what is wrong. I think the whole titty streamers thing is one such thing. Why does Timmy why does Timmy promote them? Oh no, he just likes the tits. Why does Twitch promote them? Because it's a cash cow. Like there's no question in my mind. It's not because they love to see these girls get almost naked in their platform. It's because it brings a stupid amount of money. Do you have any idea the comparison between the hundreds of dollars of donations for just sitting there that the titty streamers get versus the gameplay bros that get maybe 10% for twice the time it's spent? It is an enormous difference, man. So where you compare the time spent hosting content versus the money that you get, of course they want the titty streamers to stay because they get a massive chunk of all those donations. So that's why Twitch is extremely loose with the rules when it comes to these ladies. These ladies of the night. And, you know, again, another thing that... it's kind of slimy, but you can't really blame a company for making money in a legal way. So it's another complicated issue where it's difficult to have a clear-cut stance. If you press me on it, though, if you said, what do you think, if you have no consideration for money, what do you think morally is the way it should be? Well, I think it sucks a lot more for the game bros. And also the women that just want to play video games and, you know, be a nerd on the internet and do commentary and stuff, have a face cam but not be exploitative of such a thing, of which there's plenty, that also get told, hey, take off your top, we'll give you donations. Really? I worked all that for 2 snakes on a FU? What a load of bullshit. So if you press me, I would, like, pick a side or I will put a bola in your head. I will pick a side of the game bros. Because these ladies, these physically extremely attractive ladies, they're playing game on recruit mode. Which is, you know, that is pretty easy for these ladies, okay? That is not 100% true in all cases, but I would say as a general statement, that is pretty close to the truth. Pretty sure they can make their money elsewhere and not ruin somebody else's thing in the meantime. Trying to be not careful, but, well, there goes the run. That's what I get for being so filthy and sexist. I just get wrecked by a bombardment plus alien position. Actually, it was only the bombardment. That was all. 2.1 million. That's fantastic, man. Well done, well done. We could have probably gotten if the seed continued to be so good, we probably would have gotten around these monies. Well, there goes the thing. There goes the conclusion to that entire spiel of titty streamers versus game bros. I hope that you enjoy yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, don't get caught.